Don Quixote, I have a very pressing request that I would like to ask of you today, on the day of your daughter's wedding. Please, Yonggi-baka, we're family and you work your way up in the Baka organization. Tell me, what's on your mind today, the day of my daughter's wedding? I'd like to place a hit on Okabe Rintaro, sir. 86 him so I can have his girl, Karisu, all to myself. Please, I beg of you, sir. Say no more. Consider him to be 86. Konnichiwa, minasan. Genki desu ka? Kawaki no hatsu video e yokoso. Kyou wa 86 ga video arimasu. Today's video will be all about 86, an anime that was first released in the spring but I never really spoke about because I was too busy fawning over a high school runaway. Well, it's back, baby, for a second core, or part 2 to finish up the first season. And it's what I started off this fall season with. Without further ado, minasan, ikimashou! The term 86 was often used and popularized by mafiosos, and what gave me the inspiration for the opening bit of this video. It means either to eliminate or get rid of something. But forget about it, capiche? And we'll have no problems. How is 86 used in the anime 86? 86 takes place in the country's San Magnolia, which has 86 districts. The 86th one where the government stores its sentient drones, the Juggernauts. The Juggernauts are used to combat an 86, an ever-pressing threat to San Magnolia, and are pretty disposable themselves to the government. That's 86 3 ways, 258 times the eliminating. But that's okay, right? Because San Magnolia is under a constant threat of its harmony being disrupted, and the Juggernauts are just sentient machines, right? They're sentient, right? Well, the people that pilot the mech spiders are sentient. But it's okay because the government would never admit that to its people. Whoopsie. It's a good thing that 86 is just an anime because governments in real life would never lie to their people like that. They'd never lie. Right? Well, it's a good thing that we have anime to keep our minds off of the crippling depressive reality that we find ourselves in. Escapism at its finest. Ha 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 ha. Woo! Let's get back to La La Land. I mean anime. 86. Introduce our main character, Major Vladilena Mileze, a handler of a unit of said drones, the Juggernauts, but from within the capital district. Major Mileze aims to take a more of an interpersonal approach to her role, attempting to build a connection and report to those in her unit, whatever they may be, because she respects them. She respects that they fight on the front lines in the sake of their country. That's just who she is, even if it may be against all of the commands and recommendations from everybody else in the capital. Because to those in the capital, the Juggernauts are just tools to use at their disposal. To illustrate the most poignant theme found in 86, let's first begin by taking a look at a sample of those found in the first 85 districts, the citizens of San Magnolia. Now, let's take a look at a sample found in the 86th district, the Juggernaut pilots. The first glaring distinction that you may find is that their hair, skin, and clothing differs from each other. And of course, those found in the first 85 districts of San Magnolia are living a much more comfortable life, freely walking the streets and enjoying modern luxuries, whereas those found in the 86th district are cooped up in army barracks, risking their lives on a day-to-day basis, all for the sake of those found in the other 85 districts. Is that fair? I don't think so. Let's examine the two most polarizing districts on the same spectrum in San Magnolia, the capital and the 86th, to determine the differences in ideology found within each. Both the citizens of each district think of the other as pigs, though the term pigs is used in quite a contrasting way, evoking very different interpretations of what being a pig may entail. And what did pigs ever do to people? Leave them alone. Those in the 86 think of those in the capital as pompous, entitled gluttons, whereas those in the capital compare those in the 86 to livestock at their disposal, because they know that the drones, the juggernauts, aren't autonomous, those self-entitled, pious bastards. What could the creators of 86 possibly be trying to hint at or highlight in the allegory that 86 is? If it is in fact an allegory, are they trying to highlight the divisions that race creates? What about the divisions that class creates? What about the divisions that affiliations create? What about how hard humans try to categorize, subjugate, and divide one another? What about how it always becomes us versus them, whatever them and us may be? Whichever way, one thing that they may be trying to highlight as well is how such divisions can create a continuous cycle of contempt for the other group. Yes. Yes, indeed. And I'm just scratching the surface of the various trains of thought that we can take out of the station and expand on here. On both a superficial and deeper level, there are indistinguishable differences that do exist, yes. But on the most basic level, they're all humans hurtling through space on the planet together. Again, these are all just some thoughts and prompts to get your mind going while you're watching 86. Or maybe you don't care for that and you just want to sit back and enjoy the show. I get that too. Juggernauts go boom boom pow, gratata, bakuretsuka sugoi desu yo ne. In the slice of life moments that we're treated to, we're reminded of Meleze's and the 86's humanity, the connections that make life all the more worthwhile. It's a pleasant cleanse from life on the battlefield. Yes, but let's not ever forget the ever-pressing threat that San Magnolia faces. Both the climax and the denouement found in the first part in the spring was exceptional, and really, really well done, capturing a wide array of emotions, from the build-up of its characters and their backstories, to the send-off, to the climax, ara ara, to the epilogue. I would be extremely happy if that's where things ended. Though I'd probably want to change a couple things. Like adding an ending reminiscent to that of the ending bit found in Orwell's 1984. But that's only if 86 was contained to the one part. But it's not. So what you gonna do? I just hope that the second core or the second part doesn't derail all of the meaning and essence that the first laid groundwork for. 12 to 13 episode adaptations that can make you feel something so deeply and leave such a lasting and remarkable impression on you are few and far in between one another. They're concise, but still filled with meaning and depth. They're short, but to the point of whatever statement they're trying to allude to. I guess audiences don't want that type of agency, though, to theorize and extrapolate from everything that's presented to them, to scrutinize over every single little detail. Plus, from an industry standpoint, there's a lot more money to be made drawing and spelling everything out to its audiences. I guess it's whatever keeps the industry out of the red. But what do I know? I'm just somebody who would one day love to work and be employed by the industry, in whatever capacity. Nihon ni ikitai. Of course, there's still a lot that can be delved into in regards to everything that I've already spoken about, further expanding on the themes, the world, and the concepts that were first introduced in the first part. Though I'm a bit let down and taken back by where the second part seems to be leading us, and the direction that it's taking, especially after the strong start found in the first, what could have been in, and subsequent to it. It seems like it's going to be pretty predictable from here on out. Either a nice conclusive wrap up, or something that completely dishevels everything that 86 tried to establish in the first part. Aside from all the brain tickling and seriousness, on a lighter note, Melissa sports a red streak in her hair in the second core. A little rebellious, a statement really, and I know, you know, or you can probably guess, it's hot. Let's leave it at that. Until the season's end, we'll see how the allegorical story that highlights disparity and social injustices, all of which are still pervasive in today's age, unfolds. Melissa's journey, along with the 86's, is a heavy one, but it's significant in what it's trying to say and the statements that it makes. 今日はこの辺です。ありがとうございます。ずっと元気でいてね。じゃあまたね。Enough about social issues and depravity. I think I'm gonna go watch a Korean drama about a game to take my mind off everything. It should be a bit more lighthearted and fun, right? It's about a game. I also heard that it's about squids too. I love squid. I love calamari. Yum 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 yum.